A 6'3" senior, number 33, Steve Penrod. Coached by Austin Pickett. Coaches for the game are Cole Krebs, AJ Mensel, and Adam King.
Hello and welcome back to DeKalb High School, home of the Barons. We are so glad to bring you the DeKalb boys basketball tournament. Here, starting out the day, is DeKalb High School versus Hanover Central, uh, who have had a rough start to the morning. I mean, they've already driven 3 hours. That's got to be tough on them.
All the way from Chicago.
Yep, and I'm Wyatt Nepper, and I'm so glad to be joined by
Matthew Schumann.
And also on cameras are Emma Books and Claire Otis. We're so glad to have them, and we're lucky to be here today watching some high quality high school basketball. Working around number 13 had an opening there, but just hesitated and went in. Hayden Rice getting the steal.
Great physical play there by Wakaneke. Good word.
Working the inside of the paint.
That's a tough shot.
Yeah, he can't get in past 3 defenders there. Dalton Cox takes it down the court.
I probably wouldn't have taken that shot. It's better just dish it out and restart from that situation.
Yeah, I mean, he had 3 tall guys in there. He had Caden Palumbo, Caden Rice, and he just wasn't able to work anything. Pebble passes it out to Rice, who rushes inside, but is caught by a couple defenders there.
Could have called a travel on that one. Instead, they call a jump ball. The possession will stay with the Barons, but Hanover really wanted the travel call.
Yeah, and it was tough. I mean, they did have hands on it, so I think it's a fair call. Cox not finding an opening.
5-second violation underneath their hoop. That's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, Hanover did a good job there stopping the Barons from having an opening. Here, still 0-0 DeKalb High School.
And a 3 there from Oldenburg.
Yeah, nice 3 there. Can't discredit O'Mani for that.
Hanover didn't have any stats on their stat sheet. So now what the Barons have to do in this first quarter is I'm sure they have film, but they especially have to figure out which players have what tendencies. Right now, Oldenburg, he made a really nice jumper 3. So that's someone that you want to keep your eye on for the next quarter, see how he does from beyond the arc. Maybe that's someone you cover a little bit better.
Yep, and here the Barons aren't finding a way inside, so they're just working around the top of the court. Rice once again pushing in, but not quite able to get in there. Penrod working the paint. Up and out. Hanover takes possession.
That's a really tough shot, and that was a really good shot, too. And sometimes you get unlucky and those don't fall in, but those are really hard ones to make. But he's got such good touch for the ball.
There we saw another over-the-head pass from Hanover. They've had a couple of those ringers, and that one just got caught off. Here we go. Brady Vince coming in, a captain for the Barons and a leading point guard for them. Wildcats are up 3-0 with 5:20 left on the clock, and Vince is working around the outside of the 3.
Rice drive in. He's going to draw the foul. That's what's so hard to do against guarding this defenders. Barons have a lot of tall players down low that can draw the foul really well and play really well inside the paint, too. That's what's won them so many games so far.
Yeah, so far their only loss has come from Bishop Dwenger. It was a tough loss, 68 to 52, and I'm sure that's in their minds. But they can't get over all the wins they've had. They've had a good season so far, 4-1, and taking on some tough teams, 1-0 in the conference. Here we see Graydon Pebble putting on some full court defense, trying to get a steal there. He's a leading stealer for the Barons. He's got 1 steal per game at least. That's his average, and I'm sure that we're going to be able to see a lot of that tonight, or this morning. Sorry, I'm used to broadcasting later. Dalton Cox taking it up the court, another point guard for the Barons.
That might have been a travel there. I think it was.
Yeah, Meinhardt there just slipping.
They're going to call jump ball, so the ball will stay with Hanover, but I believe that was a travel. And the Barons are still scoreless almost 4 minutes into this game. So far, been a defensive battle on both sides.
Yeah, the closest the Barons have gotten was Penrod taking it in the paint, but it just wasn't quite there. But there's another 3 from the Wildcats, number 4, taking it again. Barons are definitely having a tough job trying to move into the paint. Their leading three-point shooters are just not finding an opening there on the outside. Penrod putting it up, but he's more of a big man down in the paint, so, I mean, that's not his exact forte for that shot.
Meinhardt got the rebound down low, or at least forced it out of bounds on Hanover, so it's going to stay with the Barons underneath their own hoop.
There, they made the 5 seconds. Vince looking like he was going to take the shot, but not taking it, and he just hits a beautiful shot there from inside the court. I mean, that's a tough shot to make, where he had the defenders on him and was just able to show off his hops.
Yeah, for sure. Somehow the Barons are going to have to get started. They're down 2-6, which doesn't seem like a lot, but they just offensively have been struggling. So they've got to find new ways to get the ball down low to their big guys. That's where they score most of their points. Zeke Penrod, he normally plays in the paint. He's got 14.8 points per game, so that's where they're going to have success. So now they got to try to focus on getting the ball down in there and then work inside out. So once they get the ball inside the paint and they got an open 3, then you kick it out and shoot the 3 and hope that goes in. But I think you use your 3 points as a second plan B, if you will, but your plan A's got to get it down in the paint. Now, how they're going to do that is what they've got to figure out here in this timeout, because so far they've been struggling so much.
Especially with a school from so far away, it's hard to find stats. It's hard to find relevant game information because most of those teams that they played, the Barons aren't going to face this year. But here we go. Pepple once again putting on full court defense here. Hanover rushing the ball. Not even trying to take their time getting the 3 off, but doesn't quite go in, hops off the board. And Meinhardt gets the rebound there, sends it out to Pepple.
Yeah, Hanover hasn't taken many shots with inside the arc, actually, as a team. They seem to be more a three-point shooting team, so that's something to keep your eye on, how the Barons start to guard that. And a great drive there.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Vince. I mean, he's not the tallest guy, but he definitely gets up there when he's going in for the basket. And, I mean, it really shows in how efficient he is in getting rebounds and how he gets over the heads of other defenders.
He's really shifty, too, just able to find those open gaps and then shoot into them, almost like a running back for football.
There's one for Vince. And there's 2, putting the Barons 4-6. The Wildcats leading. and Vince has scored all 4 points for the Barons. Definitely a leading shot maker for the team. Vince has proven himself as a captain so far, and has done very well leading the team in assists and steals. But here the Barons putting on a mean defense, keeping the Wildcats out of the arc.
Yeah, the only way Hanover's going to be able to beat this is good pass, great ball movement. They're going to have to look inside.
Yeah, the Barons are just putting up a tight defense here. Hanover, they're getting inside the arc, but Vince is putting up a tough fight there, and they just get it over the head of Vince. That's a nice shot there.
That was a great possession there by Hanover. They looked for the three at first, found that it wasn't open, slowly worked it inside, and then got a great hook shot in.
And we definitely see those, not only the hook in their passes, or in their shots, but in their passing game too, because we've seen multiple of those getting over the heads of the Barons. Penrod putting it up again, but again, he's not exactly their three-point shooter.
Can't leave him up in the corner. He's been pretty good from three so far this game. He missed that one, luckily.
Yep, Vince there taking it and driving it in. That was a smart move by Vince. He had two defenders on him. He saw Meinhardt open, and that's why he's been so successful this year, because of his assist.
That's just a great play in transition for the Barons.
Yep, and hopefully it'll give the Barons a little momentum here. But not quite. Hanover's there, able to match them back 11-6.
Well, that's Oldenburg's second three of the night, and it's only the first quarter. So someone they're going to have to man up on and put a little pressure on whenever he's outside the three-point line.
Meinhardt passing it off to Cox. Working around the top of the court. Colombo trying to drive it in, but doesn't find the opening. Sends it out to Cox, who puts it up, and it is out. Hanover gains possession, breaking away down court. The rest of the team catches up. And the Barons once again trying to find a stop to this Hanover offense. 25 seconds left to go in this quarter. The Wildcats are up 11-6. The Barons are going to need to make sure that Hanover doesn't break away too far in this break.
Yeah, big defensive push right here for the Barons. Can they stop them from scoring at the very end? Yeah,
nice
4
seconds there by Vince. He's going to need to send it up.
That was...
Colombo puts it up, but no good for the Barons. Here the Wildcats leave 11-6.
I guess you delete it and then redo the and it didn't work. Because it worked last time. So the Barons are going to have to find some way to get into inside the paint, and they did really well there. They got another 4 points, but they got to figure out this defense. Right now for the Barons, I'm noticing that Hanover is shooting a lot more from three and then working their way inside. So maybe that's the best way they can do things, is at very beginning, shoot for three, or guard the 3-point and then force them inside. And then you have your two big guys down low that are going to block those shots inside. So you just have to trust that your tall guys like Bo Meinhardt and Caden Rice will do their job inside, and you have to guard and push on the 3-point line.
Yep, I have to agree with you there. Penrod has definitely been a leading scorer. I mean, he's made 74 points so far in this season, and I mean, that's over 30 more than everyone else on the team. The other leading scorers, Brady Vince and Caden Rice, both tied at 42. And I mean, you can't deny how efficient he's been inside the paint once they get him there.
And when you got a guy like that, it's just the best to feed him the ball inside the paint and then let him work. Like, just let him create room, let him create shots inside the paint. That's what they got to do, and they just haven't been able to do that today.
Yep, and we need to see that variety, because otherwise their three-point shooters are never going to have that space to open up if Hanover only sees them taking those threes, then that's all they're going to guard. But if the Barons are able to work around, make a more well-rounded offense, then Hanover's going to have a tougher time trying to follow this Baron ball.
Great cut inside, just nothing there, and Schmidt passes it away.
Hanover here calling the play. Number 3 taking it down court, guarded by Palumbo. Here we go, Baron ball.
I believe they called one of the players went out of bounds, and then he was the next guy to touch the ball, and that's not allowed, so they have a turnover there for Hanover.
And Schmidt came in for Peppel on the break. Meinhardt here working around, passing it off to Vince. Vince working his way inside, sending it out to Caden Palumbo, who sends it up and in for a 3. Barons 9 to Wildcats 11.
That's what you got to do. You work your way inside, and then once you get the ball inside, it's going to create shots from beyond the arc. That was a perfect possession there for the Barons.
Yep, it got the focus off of Palumbo and gave him plenty of time to make that 3. Here, Schmidt takes the ball, sending it up court to Palumbo. Palumbo working his way inside. A missed pass there, but Schmidt's able to pick it up and sends it out to Vince.
Got to be a little bit better with the ball movement so far in the Barons. Limit the turnovers.
There, Meinhardt puts it up.
It's another good possession. They're going to call Schmidt for the foul. But another good possession for the Barons. Despite the ball not actually going into the hoop, they were able to create an open shot from beyond the arc. They found a rhythm here that they like, and eventually those shots will start to fall in. I mean, Penrod is 53% from 3, and Meinhardt is 50% from 3. So those are basically coin flips of whether those go in or not. And a great play there by Winkek. He just found a way to get behind the Baron defense. They just need to be a little bit more aware. You can't let a guy be all the way down by himself underneath the hoop.
There, Rice sends it out of bounds, and it's going to be Wildcats ball.
Yeah, another turnover by a little missed pass there for the Barons.
This will leave the Wildcats with possession, leading by 4, 13-9. Number 3, Lucas Velisca taking it up court. And there's a timeout called. We're really going to need to see some more action from the Barons. I mean, like they have started out this second quarter with. They provided some good quality ball, and especially with Vince working his way inside the paint and then sending it out to Palumbo. That was just a great play there, and I mean, I'd love to see some more of it from the Barons because we know that they're capable of that, and if they are able to consistently control the ball and move it around like that, then they'll be able to take control of this game.
5:42 left to go here in the first half.
Yep, and while we've got the time, we'd love to thank some of our sponsors, Ben Davis Chevrolet, Mefford, Weber, and Blythe. We thank you so much, along with AES, who sponsors us here at BTV. We're so thankful for all that you do to support BTV and Baron Athletics. Some nice clean passing there. Hanover's able to get it inside the paint.
Weinkeck just found another lane. That's the second time in a row the Barons have just left him open underneath the paint. Vince driving in.
A nice job there, but he's surrounded by 3 guys. It's hard to make a play happen other than just dishing it back out past the 3-point line, and he's able to draw the foul there.
Yeah, Sans Nowitzki picking up the foul.
Entering the game for the Wildcats, Anthony Lane.
And he'll take a seat on the bench.
Yep, Vince will be passing it in. Sending it over the heads out to Penrod. Vince puts it up for a long three. Not quite, but Caden Rice is able to get up there. He's ready for the rebound and puts it up for another.
But what a finish there by Caden Rice, just coming down with the rebound and then a highly contested shot down low, and he was able to get the ball to fall in. Just a all-around physical play.
Yeah, he was able to keep it clean there. And I mean, as the game goes on, I'd love to see that energy continued. But there, Penrod's able to get the rebound, sends it out to Rice, then Vince.
That was a great play there by Peppel. I know it's not noticed, but he was able to knock the ball out of Winike's hands before he went up for the shot, and that caused the shot to be a little off target.
A nice offensive rebound there by Rice is able to give the Barons another shot at it, but here the Wildcats still have possession. Peppel once again back in the game for Palumbo. Here putting on some full court pressure, trying to get that steal and then an easy two possibly, but not quite getting it still. There's a travel called on 0.
Yeah, Oldenburg on the travel. Another turnover.
Going to be a relief there for the Barons, who are 100% not out of this. Only down by 4 with possession. Cox is taking it down court. Getting out to the corner, sends it to Rice. Vince trying to drive in, but he's stopped by the whole Hanover defense. Sends it out to Cox, but unable to make the shot.
And a great steal. Penrod with the layup.
A great job by him. I mean, you don't always see that from the big guys, but he just had great anticipation, ready for that shot.
And I think Green Pebble is going to pick up a foul. Speaking of Green Pebble, on the last play, when Hanover got in transition, he came down the court and forced them to slow it down, which allowed Penrod to get the
steal.
Those are just that effort that you don't really get to recognize that makes a difference in the game.
There's a nice stop. Rice just blocking it out to Vince.
His speed is immaculate. Like, he was the quickest one down the court. It wasn't an issue for him. And the Barons just like that on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, Vince has done a great job this morning working it for the Barons. It is tied up 15-all. And the Barons have done a great job drawing Hanover back in. Rice doing a nice job getting around that screen there. And the Barons have stayed on the ball, have not given any opportunity to put it up. But there they're able to get inside. And a foul is called. I think Vince underneath was trying to call a charge.
Yeah.
Get a charge called, but not quite able to get it. And Hanover was able to put it up, and they get a chance for 2.
Lehman at the free throw line for Hanover.
There, 0 for 1. He's got another shot left to put the Wildcats ahead of the Barons. There, it's up and in. Wildcats lead 16-15. Vince takes down court. Rice making his way into the paint. Gets a nice 2 there.
He's having himself a day, and I think you got to recognize that if you're the Barons, you got a player that's going on fire, feed them the ball more. I'm a big fan of feeding it to Caden Rice right now. That's another 2 down low. That was just a physical play he was able to finish. And just like that, Barons on an 8-1 run.
Yeah, the further they're going into this game, the the more they're able to use their bodies and work inside the paint. And it's just great job. It's a great job by them, and they're doing much better.
32.
So despite that ball going, this will be a shooting foul. He'll get 2 shots. And even though the ball went in, it hit something up above the hoop, which is out of bounds. So that was a missed shot.
They're off the rim by Hanover.
Entering the game for the Barons, Hayden Palumbo
Rice is going to be going out
and Bo Reinhardt.
for Bo Meinhardt, and Pebble's going to be going out for Palumbo. Sending it up, and it's out again. As the game goes on, these could be important shots that Hanover's just not quite making. They're 1 for 4 on free throws now, and that could be tough as the game gets further on because that's 3 missed points.
And especially you want to keep track of who's missing these free throws for later on, because this game looks like it's going to be tight at the very end. And when you might need to foul someone, you want to keep track of who's not doing good at the free throw line, because that lets you know who you got to foul.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the Barons at 4 fouls right now. 1 more, and they get into some foul trouble. Every foul goes to the charity stripe. But there's another foul called. Caden Rice getting pushed, and Brady Vince will be passing it in. Sending it out to Palumbo. Bo Meinhardt passing it to Penrod. Penrod to Cox. Just off the hands of Cox, not able to keep control, but he's able to regain it. And
wow. Great cut there by Palumbo and great awareness there by
Penrod.
Penrod. Just a great setup play. Finding Palumbo underneath the hoop.
That's so smart by him. Just such a great assist, and I mean, so unselfish as a play, and it's able to put the Barons ahead 19-16. A nice block there by Brady Vince. No foul called. All ball. It's still going to be the Wildcats, but they're unable to score with a minute left. Once again, going out on the Barons. Palumbo pushing it out. Vince still trying to block this pass inside. They're able to get it, but now there's a double team, and Vince is able to get the steal with 50 seconds on the clock.
Great trap there in the corner. It's just what they want. I believe that's going to be a charge. Ooh, travel.
That's
I think
tough.
both are good calls.
That's tough. Maybe if the Barons had slowed it down a little bit, then they could have worked into a good play there, some more, run some time off, and worked a better lead into this, but it is going to be Wildcats' ball.
Well, sometimes you do want to push tempo. I think they realized they had a mismatch going down to the hoop, and they wanted to push that mismatch, and that causes the travel. It's just situational whether you want to slow down the game or speed it up.
Barons on their defenders. Number 3 standing out from deep. Meinhardt's able to pull it down and sends it out to Vince.
I can't remember the last time Hanover made a field goal.
I'm not sure, but Vince is here with the ball, wasting a little bit of time here. They've got 10 seconds and could put the Barons ahead a little bit. There, Vince, a beautiful layup. Wildcats sending it down the court. 2 seconds left. Sending it up for a long 3, and it is off. And that is going to end the first half with the Barons 21-16. What are your thoughts on this game so far?
That was interesting. The Barons ended the the first half on a 10-1 run. So they eventually figured out their offense. They figured out on the defensive side. You just got to carry that momentum into the second half. And I think another interesting aspect of this game is both of these teams average around 55 points per game. And right now the score is on pace to be 42-32. So that means that the defense on both of these teams has been playing out of their minds. Like, this has just been a defensive ball game, and neither teams have seen a defense like this. And this is what makes these games so great, because they're both evenly matched on the offensive side, and they're both getting really physical down low and playing really good defense.
Yeah,
We're in for a good treat. I don't think Hanover is going to let this one slide away from them. They show that they are able to make 3-point shots. I think they're going to work on trying to create something from beyond the arc. But I also think that you do the exact same thing as the Barons. I think these teams are almost evenly matched roster-wise. So I also think the Hanover should start from the inside, then push it out to the good 3-point shooters like Oldenburg. And then that's how they're going to come back in this game. We'll truly see what happens. Right now, if you're the Barons, you make a plan B, right? But your plan A, whatever you got on the floor right now, is working flawlessly. You don't change from that until it starts to not work. And once that not work, then you call timeout and you say, hey, we're swapping it up right now. This is what we're going to run. And that's when you worry. But right now, the Barons should just stick with their plan, not worry, and then play as who they are.
Yeah, but I think the only thing I could say about the Barons is just continuing to make room for their 3-point shooters and work the inside of the paint with their big guys. They've got Rice, they've got Penrod, they've got Meinhardt, some big guys. And once they get inside the paint, they're able to open up so many opportunities, not only for themselves with some great assists and with some great shots themselves, but they're also able to send it out to the three-point shooters. Pebble, Cox. We've seen some from Vince, and when they're able to when they have that opening in time to shoot it, they've just got great shot making skills, and I'd love to see some more variety from the Barons. And like you were saying, I'd love to see that energy stay up for the Barons, as we saw with Vince getting that block earlier in the game. He let out a yell there, and that definitely got the Barons fired up and ready for the next play. And I'd love to see that energy carry through this halftime.
Momentum and energy is just a big all-around thing in high school sports, or any sports, but really specifically high school ball. It's all about just getting your players to play with more energy and more physicality, and that's what truly wins games.
Yep, high schoolers, you just got to get them hyped up. As long as they're able to stay in that mode, keep the focus going, then I think we're going to see a great game here. Well, we've got 7 minutes left until halftime is over. Sadly, there's no halftime performance. The cheerleaders are currently gone, not making it to this tournament, I guess. Maybe they just didn't want to get up early enough.
They're all on break.
Fair enough. But here, the Barons are working hard. And you were working at the girls' basketball tourney. How did that go for the girls?
It went really well. I don't actually remember what happened. That was a long time ago.
That's fair enough. A lot of things happen over break. How's it been going for you?
It's been going good. We went skiing. That was a lot of fun. It snowed. I think they got 12 inches of snow in the last week up there at the top of Michigan. The middle finger, the fingertips, if you will, if it's a mitten, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I saw a lot of snow. There's some whiteouts up there. It's crazy what those people deal with every day.
Yeah, I know my grandpa was talking about it, and I was just with him the other day. He was saying he wished that we could get like 2 or 3 feet of snow just for the heck of it. Why not?
I like the no snow because then we can play basketball outside.
You're by yourself. I'm not playing out there. But I guess I've got to ask after last night, how about them Hoosiers?
Hoosiers are really good. We've got a great shot at making the championship game because you got Oregon, who I just didn't think looked good at all against Texas Tech. I mean, they had to go for how many fourth downs? I think they were 3-11 on third down conversions, and then they were forced to make fake punt attempts and then go for it on 4th and 3 almost every single time just to win by, I don't know. Texas Tech didn't look good at all. I mean, they fumbled the ball. They turned it over. They had nothing offensively. I think the Hoosiers, if you put Indiana up against Texas Tech offensive-wise, I mean, it's not even close. So that, you asked the question, IU's already beat Oregon 30-20 in Austin, and now it's going to be a neutral site game, so technically the advantage should be more with the Hoosiers. So they should be able to win, but I don't know. Dan Lanning and his Ducks they'll know how to come back and make some adjustments. It'll be a tough game, but Ole Miss winning last night against Georgia was huge because Kirby Smart can be dangerous as a coach in the championship games. Like he just knows how to play the game. And now you've got an Ole Miss team in the semi-championship game against Miami. Ole Miss, without their head coach, has made it to the semi-championship game against Miami, who wasn't even thought that they should be in the playoffs. That is just a matchup of the underdogs. And then on the other side of the bracket, you have the Hoosiers, the second most losing college football team ever in history, and then Oregon Ducks, who went undefeated last year, and they got absolutely blown out in the Rose Bowl. So it'll be interesting. A lot of stories.
Yep.
I'm really excited for this year's college football. I mean, this has been a great college football season.
Yeah, I'm just glad I wasn't home when my dad was watching the Ohio State game. He was not happy when I got there, but now he's hopped on the IU bandwagon, and he's screaming for the Hoosiers as they were playing last night.
Alabama got their they got their brakes knocked off of them. It was, ew. The poor Crimson Tide, but
yeah,
they got rolled over. The Hoosiers rolled the Tide.
Well, headed back to basketball. Hanover's going to be taking the courts here, and I'm sure the Barons are going to be soon to follow. Got 3 minutes left of this halftime.
And the Barons do play tonight at 5 o'clock against Indian Creek. Where's that from?
I'm not sure. But they will also be playing tomorrow. Not sure when exactly. It is undetermined until tonight after they play the second round. And
do you know how this tournament works? Yeah, how's the second round already determined?
I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure, but every team is playing tomorrow. It just depends on when. The Barons are guaranteed to play tomorrow. And
is it like you have 2 matchups today, and then let's say you go 2-0? Okay, now you're in the championship game tomorrow, and if you like 1-1, then you're in this the 3rd and 4th place game, and then if you go 0-2, you're in the. That's got to be how that works.
I believe so.
And then if it's a tie, it goes down to point differential.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, maybe if the Barons have the chance, you might want to pour on the score here, be able to get to that championship game. I truly don't know how this works. It's not really a tournament.
Yeah, if there's a championship bracket, that could, or if there's not a championship bracket, then I mean that could make a difference there.
There's 6 teams in this tournament, right?
I believe so.
That's what I. Wait, that doesn't make sense. There's, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, never mind.
Well, there's going to be basketball played here all day. The Barons are only going to be playing again at 5 o'clock tonight. That is guaranteed. And we will be back in action then at 5 o'clock. We will not be covering any other games so far throughout the day. Only the Barons when they're in action.
Minute go left before we start off the second half. It's going to be interesting what Hanover does on the offensive side. I don't think they made a field goal for the last 4 minutes, so they've got to change up something, and we'll see what they do. I will say, Hanover's got a pretty decent crowd from being 3 hours away. They'd have to leave at what?
6 o'clock about.
Yeah, but they're an hour behind over there.
Oh.
Yeah, they'd have to leave at like 5 in the morning. At their time. That'd suck. that would truly suck. I feel so bad for them.
Well, I wish them all the best of luck. I'm wondering how that's affected them so far and how that will affect them throughout the day, because I mean, getting up at 5 o'clock, that's just going to get you tired.
At that point, if I'm a fan personally, I'm booking a hotel. I don't know if the team booked a hotel. I'm guessing they didn't. They just left at 5. Like, the cross-country team had to leave at 5 every once in a while, but and especially when you got an all-day tournament like you said.
Well, I'd say so, because if they're guaranteed to play tomorrow, then they'll want to have a hotel. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to do the same trip all again tomorrow.
Well, we hope Hanover has a hotel, and if they don't, God bless you. All right, second half of play, starting out with Hanover in the ball.
Hanover sending it around the top of the key. Not finding an opening. Vince there under the basket. Number 13 is able to pull it up, push it, send it over the head of Vince. Dalton Cox here.
Yeah, Christopher Manowixie, just a good drive to the hoop. And just like that, breaks that scoring drought for Hanover.
Penrod sends it out to Cox. Trying to work inside, but just can't quite make it. Vince sending it out to Penrod. Barron's just trying to get Hanover off balance. Still working around the top of the court. Rice sending it in, not quite getting it. There's a block there, and Hanover takes possession. Zero taking it down the court.
Yeah, Rice thought they had a mismatch down low, so they were going to push him in and drive in. He just wasn't able to finish with the ball like he normally has been so far this morning.
Yeah, Hanover did a nice job there, making sure it was all ball contact. But here, Barron's ball again, and there's a turnover. Hanover has the breakaway and is able to put it up for an easy two, making this Barron lead crumble down to 1. Barons are up 21-20. The Barons are going to want to slow it down here.
Yeah, a little too fast, but a nice 3-point there from Caden Rice.
A nice three from the big guy.
That's what's so crazy about this Barron team is they've got big guys down low like Bo Meinhardt and Zeke Penrod, who also are really good from three, like Penrod's 57%, Meinhardt's 50%. We just saw Rice sink a three from back there in the left wing. That's what's so hard about this DeKalb team and how to guard them.
Yeah, the Barons keeping Hanover past the three-point line. They're sending it up with Penrod in his face. Number 11 puts it up and sinks it for three.
That was just a contested three-point shot by Sinsolowski there, and he was able to get it to fall in. There's truly no better way to guard that shot.
Palumbo down low with three guys on him. Rice puts it up again and drains another three from the same spot.
That was a great pass there by Palumbo. He's being double teamed. He was falling out of bounds. He was able to get it around the defenders and then put Rice in a perfect spot for a three-point shot.
Here we go. Hanover once again has the chance to match it. We'll see if they do for the second time. They put it up, but Palumbo's able to get a block and sends it out of bounds. Here we go. Hanover's ball still on that side of the court. Barons are up by 4.
Yeah, Palumbo tried to get it to go off of Valiska, but he just couldn't quite get it there. He's going to stay with Hanover.
Here we go. Number 13 passing it in. Hanover able to make the count. Working around the outside, just off the fingertips of number 11 there. Him and his receiver just not quite getting the memo straight. And it is going to be Barron's ball. Vince taking it down court. Passing it off to Cox. Vince working his way into the paint. Finding an opening there, but not quite grabbing it. Vince did a great job there. I mean, it didn't look like he should have been able to get over his defender, but he's just got such great legs and was able to get over his head and just not quite putting it in.
Yeah, he just needed a little bit more oomph on that shot there to get it to fall in. A great block there by Palumbo.
Yep, Cox here taking it down court. Vince on the corner. Boom! Sinking it, draining it.
Barons are hot from three. That's the third three-pointer so far in this second half.
And Barons are now up by 7, breaking away with more of a lead. It's a block by Palumbo, sending it out of bounds. The Wildcats are still going to have possession here. I'm going to want to see what the Wildcats are going to do to try to break this Barron offense and the success they've been having so far in this third quarter.
Hanover's going to call a timeout. That was going bad really quickly. That's a good timeout there. Keep the possession. You're down by 7. You don't desperately need 2 points, but it would be really nice to get 2 points in this situation. Just to reboot the system, reboot the play. A great timeout there by Hanover.
Yep, down by 7. The Barons have just done a great job here so far. I mean, they're finding a lot of openings on the inside of the court, or on the outside of the court, as they're able to hit multiple threes in a row. And from a variety of players, Rice sinking 2 of them, Vince sinking another. Hanover's not quite able to lock down on defense. And I'm going to want to continue seeing that variety from the Barons as they work through this quarter, because the more people they're able to pass it off to, and the more they're going to be able to keep Hanover on their toes and unsure of who to block, because everyone is making plays.
Yeah, the dangerous thing about this Baron team is if you commit to guarding the 3-point, then they'll just shoot it in over you in the paint. And then if you commit to guarding the paint, then they'll start sinking 3s. So you have to find a way to guard everything all at once. It's just impossible to do.
Yeah, the Barons were just able to find their footing there as this game has gone on, and which is especially impressive considering the lack of stats that Hanover provided going into this game.
And a great play there by Pebble and Brady Vance. He was falling out of bounds and got the timeout called. Just high-level awareness there by Brady Vance.
Such a smart play, and it is going to be Barron's ball. So now the Barons have a chance to extend this lead for more than 7, which I believe will be the biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, I think it will be.
And right now, I think it's also the biggest lead of the game. I think earlier Hanover was only up by 4, and here Vince is going to be taking it into the Barons. Not sure if you can hear this at home, but I kind of like this hype music.
Pretty sure that's Boston.
Penrod sends it out to Rice, who sends it to Pebble. Penrod's trying to work his way into the paint, sends it out to Vince, down to Cox. I think the Barons are moving faster than before, trying to keep Hanover unsteady. And they're definitely finding some more room to shoot, but just not finding that opening yet. Rice puts it up and it just goes past the rim.
He had an open shot there. That's just one you take. You've made 2 in a row. Why won't you make 3 in a row? It's just those are one of those shots you're left open like that. You just gotta take it, especially when you're on fire like he has been.
Yep, Hanover heads down the court, drawing a foul, and they're going to be up to the line.
Barons foul, Wildcats. Shooting 2 at the line, number 13, Chris Baranowitz.
There, it's out, and once again, we're going to see how free throws contribute to this game. Hanover has not made many so far.
I think they're 1 in 5.
Yep, and that's a big difference in points because the Barons have not, I don't think they've missed a free throw so far.
No, let's say Hanover made all 4 of those free throws. It's 30-27.
Yep, that is a big difference in score, and I think it's definitely going to be a big factor as this game heads into the fourth quarter. Here Cox takes down court. Penrod working his way into the paint. Over the heads of the defenders, 32-24. A nice job by him.
Yeah, the Barons started shooting that 3 at the very beginning, and now they've worked it back into the paint. Now that the Hanover's adjusted for the 3-point shooting. That's just one of the good things that the Barons can do offensively is they're just so versatile.
Baron foul on Connor Schmidt.
Another foul there called on the Barons. Connor Schmidt. Here it's Hanover's passing it in. Sending it right into the arms of number 24. Penrod almost getting a steal from that. Hanover able to work their way into the paint. Nice shot there. Cox taking it up court.
Yeah, Oldenburg on that 2-point, making a really good shot in the free throw, just finding the open lane.
Penrod sending it out to Pebble. Not quite off the rim. A nice look there by him. And I think every time they send it out to him or another three-point shooter, it's just going to be dangerous for Hanover because they're good.
You
They
can't leave
hit
them
a
wide
lot of
open.
threes.
You can't leave them wide open like that. You have to somehow commit someone to the three-point.
Hanover, a great shot there over the head of Cox. Dalton's taking it down court.
Just like that, Hanover's had a quick few possessions that have gotten them right back in this ballgame.
Yep, 32-28, only down by 4. Hanover takes possession there. This could be a dangerous possession here for the Barons, but there is a travel called.
That's a tough call there.
Here we go, Brady Vince coming in for Dalton Cox. And Pebble's going to take it down court. Schmidt passing it to Vince. Not quite finding an open man there. Sends it back out to Vince. Still trying to find that opening. Schmidt puts it up and is no good. Hanover's able to grab hold and have a minute left on the clock. Barons leading by 4. Hanover has possession.
Those are those wide open jumpers that just have to fall in if you're the Barons. You can't let those go away from you. There you go, travel called.
Here we go, Vince passing it in. And you know, this is only the boys' second home game of the season, and it's in tournament play.
Yeah, technically it goes down as a neutral ball game. They've been road warriors so far this year.
Hanover having possession, 30 seconds to go. Driving in, put it up, but just not getting it. It's going to be Hanover's ball.
That looked like it went off of Hanover at first, and then Rice fell on top of it. Or who fell on top of it?
I think it was Penrod who fell on top of it, and then it's just hard to tell. Hanover, a nice combination there. Barons are going to have possession here, 15 seconds to go. Vince taking it up the court.
You got 10 seconds left. You got to be aware of the clock. Create a shot somehow.
Sending it out to Pebble.
And he's going to have 3 shots at the line. Fouled on a 3-point play. 2.9 seconds left to go in the quarter.
This could be a big help for the Barons. Another 3 points added to their score. He's got a chance at another 2. There, he sinks it. Here we see Palumbo coming in for Schmidt.
So far this season, Pebble's only been 33% from the free throw line, so.
He's done a nice job so far. And there he nails his 3rd.
Yeah, he just made all 3 of those.
A great job by him, staying cool under pressure.
Oh my goodness! Hanover
sinks it.
That is the craziest shot I've ever seen.
And the Barons only up by 2 now after that incredible shot, putting the Barons at 35-33.
And that might be a critical shot that could win this game. If this game is won by 2 or 1 points, that is the shot right there that would have won the game. I'm going to look at the replay over here on this monitor. He makes the point. Just great away. He was wide open on the left side. Oh my goodness. And it swished too. It didn't hit the rib. It didn't get banked. It just went straight through the net. That was crazy.
Great play there by Hanover. I mean, it's really incredible to see.
You need to clip that and then repost it. That was. Even let's just say Hanover loses. Who made that? I'm pretty sure it was Wienkek that made that shot. Even if they lose, if I was him, I'd be pretty proud.
He's gonna have something to talk about.
I'd go home and say, guys, did you see that shot I just made?
Maybe he'll even look on BTV just to watch that shot over again. But here we go, headed into the fourth period.
Yeah, the Barons only up by 2 now. They had a 7-point lead there in the third quarter.
Just losing it. But here, Meinhardt sends it out to Palumbo. Penrod puts it up. Not quite off the rim. Hanover takes it. Now here, Hanover has a chance to tie it all up. Sending it out to number 3, who sends it up and it's in. Rain for another 3. Wildcats are up 36-35.
But at least go with the 3, and now the Barons are going to have to start committing more people to the 3-point line. The Barons have just lost their offensive enthusiasm that they had in the very beginning of the second half and the end of the first half.
Yeah, they just need to get some more of that momentum and energy that they had. Somehow they've got to find a way to draw it back up. Palumbo working around the 3, sends it into Vince, who's working way inside the paint. Nice layup there. Barons doing a nice job to get their lead back. They weren't impatient and spent some good time there. But Hanover gets a chance too. Wow, 2 offensive rebounds, but nothing goes in. Barons are able to take it. Pebbles sends it way long.
That was a quick pass. It was like he was playing hot potato with the basketball there. A little just too much on that ball.
Yeah, sends it right over the head of Vince. And we've got Cox coming in for Pebble. The Wildcats there have a chance inside the paint. A nice 2 there.
And now we're in just a game of chess. We're going back and forth, back and forth. At this point, it's just going to be about who messes up first, who turns the ball over first.
There's a foul called on the Wildcats. Vince broke away from his defender there, thought he had a shot on the inside. Just didn't quite get it. And Palumbo was just overwhelmed there by defenders. Here we go. Vince is going to be sending it in for the Barons.
Yeah, the play they had there, they wanted to try have Vince in the left corner on the open look. Didn't find it. And they're going to call Brady on the travel. A lot of travel calls in this game, and they've been some pretty tough travel calls, too.
They have, and I've also noticed a lot fewer fouls compared to the girls' games that we've had here at the high school.
Fewer fouls and fewer jump balls.
There we go. Hanover working their way inside the paint, sending it out to 3. Who once again drains it, putting the Wildcats 41-37 having a 4-point lead.
And he's on fire now from 3.
Yep, and we got to see the Barons try to get that same energy for themselves.
Great play there by Palumbo. Gonna get it to fall in. A great rebound there by Penrod.
And a nice 2 there in the paint. Is a timeout called.
Yeah, Barons called timeout. Trying to regroup. They are only down by 2, but it's not been trending in the correct direction here in the second half. I think that one of the best ways to look at basketball, and this is how I look at it personally, is always be resetting the score. And that's how you know where the basket's trending. So yeah, it's 2-0 reset. It's 0-0. Like, we reset the score midway through the third quarter, right? The Barons are up 7-0, and now they're down by 2. So that means you have to change something, right? If you were trending on going up by 10 or at least staying up by 7, then it's not a problem. But now that you're down by 2, they've scored 9 on you. You've got to change something up. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think they just got to go back to the paint. That's how it works. Feeding Caden Rice and Penrod down low.
Hanover have just been able to get inside the paint, and no matter the defenders, they're just able to get those 2s. They're just able to get it from inside the paint or dish it out to some great 3-point shooters. Number 3 there especially. Here we go, Cox. Working his way inside the paint, puts it up. He's unable to get it, but the assist from Penrod, he's able to get it in.
Yeah, just great awareness by Penrod, coming down with the rebound and then immediately putting it back up for an easy 2.
Once again, the Wildcats are just able to work it inside the paint. Another timeout is called here.
The Baron defense just hasn't been able to stop Hanover so far in this second half. Hanover ended the first half with 0 field goals in the last 4 minutes, and now they just seem to be on fire. They can't miss. So the Barons are going to have to figure out a way to defensively guard this, and they've had open 3-point shots. They've had open layups.
Yep, and we're really going to need to see the Barons finding that energy that they had earlier in the third quarter, and that's going to need to be the point that the Barons need to emphasize as they go through this game, because they're just lacking that same energy that they had, and it's evident in how they're playing.
And defensively, something's got to change too. I think you got to just run personally man press coverage. Not coverage, but man press defense.
Specifically covering number 3 there from the 3-pointers, and then just making sure that their big guys, that Penrod, Rice, are in the paint ready to stop those big plays in the paint. Because I'm not sure the exact height of Hanover, but it looks like Penrod and Rice have the size advantage. And if they're able to maintain pressure in the paint, then they could stop a lot of these shots from going in. But Penrod here sending out to Vince, sending it to Palumbo. Working out past the 3-point line. Barron's just sending it, passing it off 1-to-1. Rice working his way inside, sends it up, and it's in.
And he's just had himself a day. He's put up, I think, his record-setting points. Or it seems like that, if this isn't his record. But it's just doing so well on the underneath the hoop.
A great job there. A block by Vince. Gets the ball to Penrod, who takes the breakaway and ties up this ball game. Hanover's ball here. The Barons have just gained some momentum, and they're gonna want to put a stop to the Hanover defense and just keep running with that spirit.
Yeah, an open 3 there for Marinix. Bar.
Cox, Cox able to get the rebound, and Penrod working his way inside. Not quite getting it, but a great attempt by him.
Maranowicz.
Bearing foul.
Maranowicz was open for 3 on the left wing. I like that shot, especially for him. If anyone on this ball court right now has an open 3, I think it's a good idea for them just to take it. Both of these teams just seem to be so efficient from beyond the arc.
Hanover working their way inside. A foul is called. They get 2 shots at the line. There was a bundle in there. Not sure who was called on.
Bearing foul on Z Penrod, his first.
Penrod there getting his first. He gets an opportunity for 2 here. There's 1. Pebble coming in for Palumbo. There he gets a second. Free throws are a big deal. Barron's taking it down the court.
2:20 left to go in this ball game.
Pebble working his way inside. Dishes it out to Cox. Puts it up, but doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, Dolan normally gets those to fall down. Couldn't get that one to go in.
No, not quite. Not enough of an arc. He wasn't able to sink it like usual.
So the main thing is just not get discouraged by them missing. You just got to look to the next possession. If you have the ball and another open 3-point shot, you might as well take it.
Cox was able to rush down court. Penrod here one-on-one. Working his way inside the paint.
I think they're going to call a foul on Sosnowitzki. Sosnowski.
Vince dishes it out to Penrod. Sends to Cox. Vince able to send it up and drains it.
That's a huge 3.
Ahead.
A huge 3 for the Barons. They're now up by 1. Big momentum. 1:30 left to go in this ball game.
Yet they can't let the Wildcats break away with a lead here. Barons doing a great job shutting them out. There's a timeout called by the Wildcats. 1:12 left.
And we've got ourselves a game. And again, I'm going to point out, if that 3-pointer didn't go in at the end of the third quarter, it'd be 48-44. But just because of that, it's now a 1-point ball game.
And here we've got the Barron fans giving some energy. I mean, no matter how neutral you say it is, I think the Barons are having some good support here this morning.
You gotta love to see it.
And I think in this last minute and a half, this energy could be a big deal as the Barons head into the final stretch of this game. I mean, they need that energy. They need to get hyped up no matter how it comes.
1-point ball game. Yeah, you need everything you've got here. This is where we find out what teams are going to go far in the playoffs and what teams aren't. In games like this, when it comes down the wire, who is conditioned the most for the fourth quarter? Who's got the most energy left in them?
Definitely see a lot of movement here by the Barons. I think they're definitely staying man on man, and
yeah, you can't let them take a shot. You've got fouls to give too, so just notice that if they're once we get down within 20 seconds, you might want to start fouling.
That's the first time inside the paint. Hanover sends it up. Vince is able to get the rebound. There's a foul called. 40 seconds to go.
And now the Barons, the worst part about Hanover is that the Barons aren't in bonus plus. In these situations, you want them to be in bonus plus. So now they're going to be able to run more time off. But the inbound is very important, and they got it in flawlessly.
The Barons are going to need to be careful here because no matter however if they decide to drain the clock or if they're going for more points, they can't let Hanover score because any way they score, it's going to be big.
I am Hanover, yeah. If you're Hanover, I would have fouled immediately with 40 seconds left. I mean, all that happened right there in that possession is 16 seconds was left on the clock.
There are 24 seconds to go.
Yeah, you got to foul him immediately. You don't have time. There you go. 22 seconds left in this ball game.
Here, Cox is going to head straight to the line. They're in bonus now. And these free throws are going to be big for the Barons.
He's one of the better free throw shooters for the Barons. 73% from the line. Needs both of these to go in.
Swish there. And he's got a chance at a second.
Yeah, and this second shot is very important because that means that no matter what, the Barons either tie or win in this scenario. Hanover's going to call a timeout, ice Dalton Cox at the line. Icing the kicker, if you will.
Here we go, a short timeout, and Cox will be back up to the line. A lot of pressure on him here this morning. Right now is going to be a very decisive play.
Yeah, and especially this game right now, with the tournament going on today and tomorrow, this is really what sets the momentum for the rest of the day for both of these teams. A win like this in a close matchup can really just help a team's morale and boost it throughout the day.
Dalton here heading back up to the line.
22 seconds to go. Barons up by 2. One shot left for Dalton Cox.
The Barons not even trying to get the rebound. They're just going to be laid back, ready to try and stop a shot from the Wildcats. Just off the rim. This could be big.
Gotta commit. All your guys guarding the three-point line. Do not let them have a chance at a three-point. And you have fouls to give, too. So it's okay to foul him. He's got a baseline shot of 3 open for the left wing. Can't get it to fall in. Rebound
Off
coming
the
down
hands.
with Dalton Cox.
Cox is able to get the rebound. Great effort by the Barons there. 4 seconds to go in this game. Cox is going to be here, headed up to the line, and this could be it.
It's not over yet. If Dalton misses just one of these shots, I mean, the Wildcats have another chance at making a miraculous three-pointer. That's exactly what you want the Wildcats. And now you want Dalton to make this next shot. I'm guessing that Hanover will call a timeout immediately when they get possession of the ball right here. 5 seconds to go. Hanover's down by 2.
There's one for Cox, and the Wildcats here need to make a 3 or shoot a 3 plus 1. Or get a plus 1.
There's multiple ways to attack this if you're the Barons side. Do you get the full court press and make it harder for them to get it down court? I'm guessing what their coach is telling them right now is that they have 2 team fouls. So you can give a foul, and then that resets them again, and then you can foul them again, and then it resets them again. And by that time, they only have 1 second to make a 3-point shot, which is much harder to do than them making a 3-point shot with 5 seconds left. So you have 2 fouls to give. I would give both of those because you want to be 100% sure that this shot's not going in. So I would have like most of my guys at the half court line, and then right when they get across, right about 2 seconds is ticked off, you foul them. That leaves 3 seconds left on the clock. They have to inbound, and then you immediately foul again, and then you guard the 3-point line, and then make them shoot a tough shot with only a second left.
Well, here we're going to see that game plan in action, or whatever they decide for this shot. The Barons, the Wildcats are going to be inbounding here. And here it looks like there's going to be some full court pressure.
Just make sure they don't go by you. Yeah, 3. There you go. There's the foul.
2.4 seconds left on the clock.
And the Barons have another foul to give, and they're going to have to inbound it on this side.
Wildcats here sending it in.
Yeah, someone's going to have to cut across here. And then Pepple fouls him with 1.3 seconds left. He wanted to get a shooting foul. It's not going to be a shooting foul. And now you don't foul. Everyone just guard the 3-point line. They can make a 2. Who gives a crap? Because that's not going to win them the game.
And there into the hands of Vince. The Barons take it 50-47. A tough game here against the Hanover Central Wildcats.
The Barons improving their record to 5-1. Hanover goes down to 4-4 in the tournament play. They're 0-1, and Barons are 1-0.
Yep, and this could affect their starting time tomorrow. Still not sure. It won't be decided until after their game at 5 o'clock tonight, which we will be streaming live here at DeKalb High School. We will not be covering any other games throughout the day, once again, as the Barons are only going to be competing then. We're so glad.
We are doing the 5 o'clock one?
Yes, we will be.
We will be here for the 5 o'clock Baron game.
We are so glad and grateful for all of you joining us here at BTV, and congrats to these Barons, and hope that they are able to rest today until tonight. I've been Wyatt Nepper.
I'm Matthew Schumann.
And we've been joined by Emma Books and Claire Otis on